Weekend of the year, as far as I'm concerned. It starts Thursday. We are talking March Madness. Two NCAA tournament games to break down for you today: Arkansas, Kansas, and Yale, Texas A&M. Feel free to go ahead and let us know how you'll be betting either of these games by commenting down below. 10 seed Arkansas versus 7 seed Kansas. We'll start there, 7:10 p.m. Eastern Thursday on CBS. Game's taking place in Providence. Kansas is out to a 5-point favorite. I see DraftKings at 5.5. That's up from the opening number of 4.5. Total really on the move here, though. That number per the WagerTalk odds screen has gone from 142.5 to 145.5, circa already at 146. Let's talk about some historical trends, shall we? This will actually be the first time that Arkansas head coach John Calipari is an underdog in the round of 64 after 23 straight games as a favorite with Memphis and Kentucky. In fact, prior to today, Coach Cal had not been an underdog in the first two rounds of the tournament, going back to 2014. Now, as a tourney underdog, Cal is 6-3-1 against the number all time, including 4-0-1 during his stay in Lexington with Kentucky. However, not to be outdone, Kansas head coach Bill Self, when he's favored, he advances. He's won 12 in a row straight up in the favorite role in the big dance. Truth be told, I was not itching to play a side here. So with conflicting trends, what do? We could always pass, but that's no fun. So how about we look at the total instead? As I stated earlier, the over-under is on the move here. Lots of over money coming in, which is strange because prior to going over the total each of their last three games, Kansas was 21-9 to the under this season. Now Arkansas has gone over in 5 straight coming into the NCAA tournament. So perhaps there is some recency bias for bettors taking place, but I'm going to go the other way. Punch back at the market, take the under. Now, being that this is an evening game, make sure to be patient, get the best possible number. But the bottom line is this: both of these teams are better defensively, guys, than they are offensively. In fact, both are top 20 in defensive rating over at KenPom. On the flip side, Kansas 49th in adjusted offensive efficiency, while Arkansas 73rd in adjusted offensive efficiency. So under 146 it is. Make sure to get the best possible number again. I'll be getting to Yale, Texas A&M in just a minute, but first, allow me to inform you that over the last month, I am up 54.6 units at WagerTalk.com, 41, 22, and 2 all sports run, 35 and 19 last 54 in college hoops. Right now, you can get every single NCAA tournament play from both myself and my good friend Mark Zinno for the entire weekend. That's Thursday through Sunday, and you can get them all for just $99. I know I've talked to Mark, as I do every day. He has 3 plays for Thursday. I've got 3 plays for Thursday. Friday cards will be coming out soon. So the quicker you act, the more picks you get. WT.buzz/BP is the place to go, but you already knew that. You probably also already know that Yale has become one of the trendier underdogs to back in the first round of this year's NCAA tournament. The 13th seeded Bulldogs currently plus 7.5 versus 4 seed Texas A&M. 7:25 p.m. Eastern on TBS. Games taking place in Denver, so elevation could be a factor. No real movement on the spread so far. Earlier in the week, you could have found A&M -7 at some places, but it's back up to 7.5. Total has crept down a point from 140.5 to 139.5. Of course, Yale no stranger to pulling a first-round upset. They did so just last year. Beat Auburn, this year's #1 overall seed, 78-76 in the first round. Being an Ivy League school, you would expect simple math to be something that the Bulldogs understand, and that's how I've got them potentially pulling another outright upset over an SEC opponent this year. Namely, 3 is greater than 2. I think we all understand this. While A&M loves to feast on the interior, they are the nation's top offensive rebounding team. The Aggies shoot just 31.1% from 3. That's 317th. The way Yale plays defense, they are going to force teams into taking outside shots, and that is not what A&M likes to do. Meanwhile, Yale, 9th in the country in three-point shooting themselves. So if they can trade 3s for 2s here, there's no reason to expect anything but a close game. Furthermore, what is normally A&M's big advantage, offensive rebounding, that may get neutralized here by an opponent that is pretty good at cleaning up the glass in its own right. Yale, 22nd nationally in defensive rebounding. Now, I understand it's a lot easier to rebound against Ivy League opponents than it is in the SEC, but still, I think A&M may not be getting the normal amount of second chance opportunities that they are used to having. You throw in the possibility of being forced to take more 3s than usual. I can see the favorite really struggling at the offensive end in this one. Anyone who's watched Texas A&M this year knows this is a team that is prone to cold stretches in when it comes to shooting. The fact is, A&M's dropped 5 of 7 games overall, both straight up and against the spread. One of the wins was against sorry LSU, so they have not exactly been peaking at the right time, needless to say. Meanwhile, Yale, they've lost just once, one time since we flipped the calendar to 2025, and that was by 5 at Harvard in the middle of a 3 game road trip. Matter of fact, since starting the season 1-2 straight up, Yale has not lost a game by more than 6 points. This is a team that's 26th nationally in scoring and has not gone off as an underdog in any game since December 21st. So I'm going to be taking the points in this one. Something else to consider is that outside of Wade Taylor, A&M stinks at the free throw line. That will do it for me. Under Arkansas, Kansas, and Yale plus the points is how I'm betting these two matchups. Smash that like button if you agree. Feel free to comment down below. If you have a differing opinion, that's okay. We won't be mad at you. But regardless of what you think, make sure you have clicked that subscribe button. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.